I'm Amanda Lee Smith. I've worked in brand and marketing for 24 years. I run an agency called Monday, and our client list includes brands like Lululemon, Arc'teryx, Keen, and Adidas. Every year, I take 2 members of my team to South by Southwest, and before we go, I give them a primer on how to get the most out of their week in Austin. It can be crazy, and over the years, so many friends and clients have asked me if I can give them the same primer. So this is my South by Southwest how-to guide for marketers. I'm going to walk through the best ways to not only survive, but to really thrive during that week in Austin. Honestly, South by is a lot. At any given moment, there might be 30 sessions and 30 brand activations all going on at the same time. How do you navigate that? And how do you get the most out of your time there? I've got your back. We're going to walk through all of it. We're going to talk about all the essential things you need to know, what badge to get, what you'll get out of it, where to stay and how to get around, what to pack, and most importantly, how to think through your scheduling strategy and my top picks for what to see when you're in Austin. 2026 is going to be my 8th trip to South by Southwest, and it'll be a little different this year. Austin's convention center is currently under construction. I think that there's just nothing there right now. So there's no central hub for the conference. Instead, even the big events will be spread across the many hotels in Austin's downtown core. Also, in past years, the program sort of staggered the different streams from interactive to film to music. So all the cool kid musicians sort of rolled in later during the event as the tech nerds were leaving. But this year, it's all happening at once. And I'm excited about the overlap and about all the shows we'll get to see since the music program is starting from day 1. If you're wondering what badge to get, the interactive badge is honestly a great starting point. It ensures you'll get first access to the most relevant sessions for you as a marketer. But if music and film and comedy are a big priority, then it could be worth it to splurge on platinum. I truly believe this. Every marketer should go to South by Southwest at least once. How come? First, foresight. This is a preview of what everyone will be talking about in the year ahead or even 2 years ahead. You can tell a lot about what innovation will dominate the landscape by looking at the session topics over the course of the week. Secondly, go for inspiration. You will leave with your cup filled. You'll come back to the office so excited to get to work in this space, full of ideas for how to do your work better and even how to be a better colleague. And third, truly go for the network. You will be shocked by the caliber of talent you'll be sitting next to while you're just waiting for a session to start or queuing up to get a coffee. We'll talk more about that in a minute. So the first thing to plan is where to stay and how to get around. During the craziness of South by, getting an Uber, especially to go home at the end of the day, it can be a real pain. You will wait for ages in parts of downtown, and sometimes the neighborhood will be blocked off and you'll have to walk to a good pickup point. I recommend trying to stay within a 30-minute walk of the downtown core, just in case you have to hoof it home at the end of the night. I've done it many, many times. I've had good luck with booking reasonably priced Airbnbs in East Austin. If you're on the company dime, then opt for a hotel downtown. It's so nice to have somewhere to drop your swag and also just like time to decompress between afternoon sessions and evening events. I look for something that is maybe a little less central and maybe undergoing some renovations, for example, to make it more affordable. I've had pretty good deals at the Omni Hotel and at the Cambria off Rainy Street. Just expect everything to be expensive during this week. Booking early absolutely helps. And like I said, Ubers can be a pain. So if there's just 1 or 2 of you, scooters, the Lime or Bird scooters, they're honestly the best way to get around. It's super efficient and it just feels great cruising around on a scooter. As a general rule, don't scoot while you're inebriated. And if there's 3 or more of you, then sometimes an Uber is a better deal, but scooting is still fun. Austin is known for great food, but it's not always easy to get into a good restaurant during South by Southwest. If there's something you really want to try, book it a few weeks in advance. I'm not your mom, and you know if you're the type to get hangry or not, but my general rule is eat whenever you can. If you have a gap or if you're at an event that has food, grab something. Even if you're not hungry. You just never know when you might be stuck in a lineup for something that you really want to see and there's no one around to grab you a snack and you're stuck there for a couple hours getting hungry. I usually start the day with breakfast tacos from one of the many Royal Blue grocery stores around town, or I'll stop at the Quickie Picky in East Austin for tacos. They are cheap and delicious and easy to eat when you're in a lineup. I also stock up on Bear Bells or other protein bars just so I have a snack in a pinch. And Juiceland is a great local chain if you want to drink some fruit and veggies in between all that barbecue that you are surely going to be eating in Texas. I also always bring a small water bottle, nothing that's super heavy to tote around, but something that's handy in those long lineups. Okay, let's talk wardrobe. South by is a great place to be seen, so wear what you feel cool in, but remember these two rules. Rule number 1. Pick shoes you can wear walking 20,000 steps, because you will, and that you'd want to wear for a night out. You might not have time to go change before your evening plans, so choose something that can take you from day to night. If you're short like me, a little height is also really handy if you're planning to take in some shows in the evening. Rule number 2 for wardrobe, expect literally any weather. It can be super hot in Austin in March. I've been poolside in a swimsuit that week, but it can also get down to the mid-30s or 40s. And even when it is great weather, you'll often be contending with shifting levels of air conditioning in hotel conference rooms. You just don't want to deal with it. So I treat it like I'm going on an outdoor adventure and I wear lots of midweight layers. A t-shirt under a button down, under a lightweight sweater, under a denim jacket. You get the idea. Don't bring anything super bulky that you'll end up toting around all day or holding onto while you're dancing to a band that night. You'll probably regret having something heavy. Overall, I try to carry as little as possible besides my layers, but it's good to have a lightweight tote to carry your swag because you will get swag. You'll get product samples, hats, socks, t-shirts. I've come home with full-size hair and skincare products, so I like to tuck a folded up bagoo bag into my crossbody bag just in case. The last thing I make sure to carry is a power bank to charge my phone. Between planning your day on the South by Southwest app, mapping your route to the next location, snapping photos of presentations, and taking notes, you want to make sure your phone lasts until the evening. All right, next up, the real meat of South by Southwest and the part that can feel the most stressful, choosing how to plan the sessions throughout your day. Like I said, there might be more than 30 sessions happening at any given time, plus brand activations and houses to visit. So give yourself lots of time to map out your days. You should absolutely download the South by Southwest app. This will become your indispensable guide for the week, and it gets updated regularly throughout the week. So make a plan well in advance, but expect it to change. The window for reserving the sessions you really want to attend starts a few weeks in advance of the festival. So it could be worth planning in mid-February to get your top pick sessions for the event in March. And don't just make a single plan, be ready to change your plan. I always have 1 or 2 backup sessions in mind. I like to narrow down my top choices and then choose backups that are nearby. That way, if my first session fills up, I can make a quick pivot. Or let's be honest, if you choose a panel that's a dud, and you will, you can sneak out, go to another session, and still get some value out of that hour. Not feel like you've wasted the time. Speaking of value, I have been to enough of these events to know that panels that have 3 or 4 panelists actually typically offer the least value. The best sessions are usually keynote talks with one presenter or one-on-one fireside chats. The bigger keynotes, they're great. They tend to be more inspirational. The smaller keynotes are where you'll get the most tactical things you can apply to your job. I generally get the most out of mid-sized keynotes because the pressure is on for the speaker to fine-tune and really ensure that they're giving you something that's worth your time. When you're picking your sessions, don't feel obligated to attend everything that's in your professional area of expertise. You might find yourself sitting in the crowd hearing things you already know, or even feeling like you could be the one leading that session. So instead, I say follow your interests, whether it's space travel or augmented reality or city planning or psychedelics. Go to what lights you up. I promise there will be ways you can apply it professionally. And if you really, really want to see something and you didn't snag a reservation early enough, then get there at least an hour in advance, maybe even more if it's a big name or a trendy topic. And here's one more thing that's really easy to forget, but that you don't want to miss. Typically on the third day of the festival, the exhibition hall opens up. This is where you'll see a lot of the cutting edge innovation from around the world, often from smaller startups, and it's absolutely worth your time. Plan to spend maybe 1 or 2 hours walking the floor and just following your curiosity. Ask questions, take photos. You never know when you'll run into the next game-changing tech or meet the next incredible startup founder. Historically, the Innovation Hall has been on the ground floor of the convention center, but for 2026, it's spread out, but primarily at the Fairmont Hotel ballrooms. Okay, finally, let's talk about brand events and concerts. This is where the magic happens. These happen throughout the day and well into the evening, and most of them require an RSVP. It's usually free to RSVP, but can be hard to get in if you're not on the list. So RSVP. I like to RSVP for absolutely everything that might be interesting to me. That way I have options when the time comes and I can see what my energy is directing me towards. There are websites that compile links to all the events as they're announced. Google them, check them regularly leading up to the festival, and look for last minute events that pop up on the South by Southwest app as well. Just like daytime sessions, if there's something you really, really want to see in the evening, a comedian, a band, a film, then get there a couple hours early. That's where those snacks you bought earlier in the day come in really handy. You might end up queuing up during a dinner break, and you don't want to go into an evening of free drinks on an empty stomach. All right, hands down, the best thing I've done at South by Southwest is just to make friends with people in lineups. Queues are truly a gift. And if you're using 1 or 2 valuable hours waiting for something, there's no better place to meet people. And you'll be delighted by who you meet. The easiest opening line in my experience is just, "Hey, where are you from?" or "What brought you to South by?" This is where the real payoff of your time at South by Southwest happens. You're going to meet incredible people. Last thing, do your best to see a couple of big brand activations. The Amazon setup that usually happens on South Congress is typically worth making the trip, and you can pair that with a visit to iconic Austin spots like Joe's Coffee, Amy's Ice Cream, or Soho House if you have access to a membership and want to spot some big names letting loose in a comfortable zone. Paramount usually takes over a 3-story bar on Rainy Street where you can grab some free drinks or pose in some photo booths or just people watch. All right, that is my playbook for how marketers can get the most out of your week at South by Southwest in Austin. I would love to hear from some other seasoned vets. What are your tricks for the week? How do you maximize your time and catch everything you want to? Let me know in the comments and hit me up if you'll be there. The Monday team will be on the ground as usual, and we would love to see you.